Good evening and welcome to tonight's Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. If you would, please call the roll.
Jeff Cook.
Here.
Kelly Cruz Nicholson.
Here.
Sayward Salazar.
Here.
Rob Tidrow.
Rob called in sick today. Just as a reminder for everybody, we do have a quorum, but it takes a unanimous vote to approve or not approve anything that we're doing tonight. If everybody would stand, we'll do the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Got the minutes from the June 12th meeting in our packet. If there's no changes or corrections, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have a proof of publication.
Yes, thank you. We do have a partial printout of the, what they're calling now a claim for publication from the newspaper. This notice was published in advance. It does state the time, date, place, and the items on the agenda for tonight's hearing. I would ask the board to make a motion to accept the proof of publication.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we can move on to new business, BZA 17-2024, petition Demon Davis. Are you here? And would you please come to the podium and state your name and address and tell me about your petition?
Hi, my name is Damon Davis. This is my wife, Jessica Davis. And we're here to petition the council for an amendment of the variance to add an addition to our existing garage structure at 3130 Hodgen Road.
What are you going to do with your addition?
The addition is supposed to be for parking. We have multi-vehicles on our property right now, and whenever we have family functions or anybody comes to visit, it's kind of like they're parking in the grass area or kind of off the property, which kind of makes it hard for cars that are on the road to get by and everything. Because there's no sidewalks there, there's no additional parking in front of our house.
Are there any other questions to petitioner?
I do not have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we'll hear the staff report.
Thank you. Okay, the petition of Demond and Jessica.
Oh, yeah, we probably ought to do that part too. Is there anybody that wishes to speak in favor or in opposition to this petition? Hearing and seeing none, we'll close public hearing, and now we can do the staff
All
report.
right, thank you.
Thanks for keeping me in line, Kim.
Petition of Demond and Jessica Davis, owner and agent at 3130 Hodgen Road in Richmond, Indiana, requesting a variance of development standards to seek relief from minimum side yard setback standards in the medium-density single-family residential district. It sits on .313 acres. The zoning to the north is medium-density single-family residential. To the south, they're all north, south, east, west, all the same, medium-density single-family residential. The land use in all directions is single-family residential. The proposed variance would allow a reduction in the minimum side yard setback requirement of 10 feet for primary structures in the R2 zoning district to approximate 8 inches for a 10 by 24 garage addition totaling 240 square feet. The subject properties in the Woodgate Addition, Section 1, platted in 1981 on Lot 24. The single-family dwelling was built in 1983. There is a home to the north and the east that appear to have garages built to the easements, which would not look out of place in the subdivision. The property has not previously been granted a variance. On July 31st, 2024, in August as well, The public hearing was advertised in Western Wayne News. August 1st, we sent out 20 adjacent property owners, and we received 4 back, I believe.
3 in favor, Patrick Whalen, 3161 Woodgate Way. Paula Raper, 3115 Hodgen Road. Monica Hoffman, 3100 Hodgen Road. And we have 1 opposition, Ronald and Barbara Kettler. We are both against petition BZA 17-2024. We believe there are good reasons for zoning laws. They should be honored for the benefit of all. Granting the variance would set a precedent that could have long-term repercussions for future homeowners.
The planning staff consulted with all city departments and utilities to determine any objections based on public health and safety, and no health and safety objections were raised. Staff recommends approving the petition for the relief of the minimum side yard setback. Standards, Article 2-2.10, in the medium-density, single-family residential R2 on these findings of facts. The approval of variance will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because the variance should improve the general welfare of the property due to adding additional parking. The existing garage fits 1.5 cars. If more than 1 vehicle is placed in the existing garage, there is no space available for a second vehicle. If a family function is held, there is no room for parking except for on the grass. The garage sits 65 feet off of Hodgen Road. Number 2, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because there is a home to the north and the east that appear to have garages built to the easements, which would not look out of place in the subdivision. Number 3, the strict application of terms of the ordinance will result in the practical difficulties in the use of the property because in this particular subdivision, most of the homes are built 40 to 50 feet off of Hodgen Road, which makes building an addition anywhere else on the property impossible. There are other homes to the north and the east that have garage additions built to the easements and with the minimum side yard setbacks, so there would be no drastic changes to the neighborhood. There is 1 written commitment. If approved, the garage addition shall not be built 7.5 feet from the west property line to account for the existing easement. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
No questions?
I have one, and it's an English language thing. Should the written commitment read, if approved, the garage addition shall not be built less than 7.5 feet from the west property line?
You're absolutely correct.
So if we could make that change, and Mr. Davis, if you would come back to the podium so I could ask you a question. If this is approved, are you willing to abide by the written commitment of not less than 7.5 feet off of the property?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Since there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept, where's it there? There's it, BZA 17 to 2024 as presented with written commitment.
You need to say with the changes you're making.
Oh, I forgot about that change. Okay. With the changes being made and the written commitment.
I have a motion, a second, to approve BZA 17-2024 with the finding of fact and the change to the written commitment that the owners agreed to. Would you call the roll, please?
Jeff Cook,
Aye.
Kelly Cruz Nicholson,
Aye.
Sayward Salazar.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Congratulations.
Next on our agenda is BZA 18-2024. Petition of Richmond Enterprises LLC, Misty Nye agent. Yes, that's you, because you're all that's left.
That's me.
If you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, my name is Misty Nye, and our business address is 702 East Washington Street, Shelbyville, Indiana.
Tell us about your petition.
Okay? I'm representing the future Five Below at 4615 East National Road, and we're asking for a variance to allow their sign will exceed the maximum that they can have for their front sign.
Height?
I have the information right here too. So the proposed sign is 180.5 square feet, which it's in here. It says the maximum is 150 feet. But the Five Below sign is their worldwide brand. That's what 90% of their stores have, and they really like to make sure that they're all kind of the same. They like to keep them the same.
Any questions to the petitioner?
No questions.
Thank you. With that, we'll open up public hearing. Or anybody that wishes to speak in favor or opposition. We'll close public hearing and hear from the staff.
The petition of Richmond Enterprises LLC owner and Misty Nye agent at 4615 East National Road in Richmond, Indiana, requesting a variance of development standards to allow a wall sign that exceeds the maximum allowable square footage, which is in section 5.79B1, in the general commercial zoning area, 24.429 acres. The zoning to the north, outdoor commercial; to the south, intense multiple family residential; to the east, general commercial; to the west, general commercial. The land use to the north is a car dealership; to the south is multifamily residential; to the east is the American Showplace Movie Theater; and to the west is the Richmond Mall. The proposed variance would allow the future tenant, Five Below, which was the former Party City building, to exceed the maximum sign area standard. The general commercial district allows 2 square feet per linear foot of front facade, with a maximum of 150 square feet for a multiple tenant building wall sign. The petitioner is proposing 180.5 square foot, which is about a 20% increase, to allow for the petitioner's worldwide branding standard. On July 31st, the public hearing was advertised in the Wayne County News. On August 1st, 18 adjacent property owners were notified about the variance and the public hearing by mail. We received 4 responses, I believe.
3 in favor. Applied Behavior Center. Russell Connors, 4401 to 4675 National Road East. Louis Molina, 211 South Fifth Street. And 1 opposed, Adam Boget, 4425 National Road East. With comment, they should be held to the same requirements we all are. In the current business climate, we should expect all to be held up to the same standard.
The planning staff consulted with all city departments and utilities to determine any objections based on public health and safety, and no health and safety objections were raised. Staff recommends approving the petition to exceed the maximum square footage on these findings of facts. Number 1, the approval of the variance will not be injurious to the public health and safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because the building's substantial setback creates a need for an adequate signage that can be seen from the heavily trafficked thoroughfare. A 180.5 square foot wall sign will more safely be seen from National Road East. Number 2, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because several businesses in the same multiple tenant building have similar sized wall signs. The proposed wall sign fits within the allotted signage area on the building and will be placed consistently with the neighboring tenants' wall signs. number 3, the strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property because the maximum allowable wall sign area for multiple tenant buildings in the general commercial district is 150 square feet, meaning that any building facade greater than 75 feet potentially runs the risk of displaying a wall sign that appears disproportionately small compared to the building's facade. The facade at 4615 National Road is approximately 90 feet and can easily accommodate the 180.5-foot sign. Furthermore, the building sits almost 500 feet away from National Road East, creating a need for a larger signage in order to create safe wayfinding for passersby. And there's no written commitments. I'd be happy to ask questions.
Do we know how many other signs in that plaza are
Well, I know
over
Ollie's.
150?
Ollie's actually asked for a 300%, or 300 square foot, so that was quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Party City was not over that, as big as that sign was that was there before.
It might have been.
So I have a dumb question. In bullet point number 3, it says that the facade at 5615 is approximately 90 feet, and they're allowed 2 foot per lineal foot, correct, based on the ordinance?
I believe so. 2 square feet per lineal foot of front facade.
So we're actually giving, if approved, we're giving a variance for half a foot, not 20%. It's not 20%.
Going from 150 to 180.
But if the lineal footage of that property is 90, and they're allowed to,
I see what you mean.
they're not asking for a 20% variance, they're asking a variance for half a foot, which would be like 0.001%, correct?
You're correct.
Yep.
I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
Yes.
On it.
I'm on it. I'm having
Hey.
a great day.
All right.
Winning.
So I think we need to correct the findings of fact that we're only gonna, if approved, we're only asking for a half a foot.
Also, on a totally different subject, if all of these signs are requesting variances because of the size of the building, do we need to look at what the rules are when it comes to larger shopping plazas?
Especially that far off the highway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe maybe 150 is too small. I don't know how to change that or if that's even a possibility, but maybe somebody might hear that and think that that might be something we look at.
Yeah, and Kelly might remember this too, back when this ordinance was passed, the consultant, I believe, made a comment that if the city administration had multiple requests for the same types of things, council could revisit those standards to make sure that they were fitting in alignment with what Richmond expects.
Yeah, and that goes to my comment a few months ago about the North Corridor District with everybody coming back asking for a pole sign and we're granting variances and,
Realistically, we could take it to, or it could go back to city council for review.
Which the Chester, that one had a special overlay.
yeah, the
But
North
this
Corridor.
particular
Overlay
different,
District,
this
yeah.
particular district is more, it's closer to an outdoor commercial
Yeah,
mix of outdoor commercial, general commercial, so, yeah, I think she'll probably talk to Dustin about that because
And
if
we
that's
did
something-
discuss it about possibly amending that in the UDO,
Okay.
just so we didn't have to come for this small of a variance or small of a size.
so based on changing the finding of facts, I'd entertain a motion.
See, I did the same thing.
18,
Oh, that's the picture, hold on. I keep bringing up the wrong thing. 18/2024, based on a finding of fact and the suggested edits.
Second.
a motion and a second to approve BZA 18 based on the edited finding of facts Call the roll, please.
Jeff Cook,
Aye.
Kelly Cruz Nicholson,
Aye.
Sayward Salazar.
Aye.
Good luck.
You too.
So today is the filing deadline for the September 11th meeting, and I'm guessing we probably have a couple things.
We do. The same person is asking for a variance of use and a variance of development standards. So we'll have just that one person for the two
Okay.
variances.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
You are watching Whitewater Government Television, WGTV, Channel 11, part of the Whitewater Community Television family of stations.